What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ben, and I talk the film and TV industry, and I talk about the entertainment business in general, and I'm glad to have you here. Today, I wanted to talk about what, in my opinion, is the revival of broadcast TV, and it's something you may not fully realize just how big and how well broadcast TV is doing right now, with multiple shows like Abbott Elementary and High Potential and Happy's Place and Tracker. It's easy to look down on these shows because they're not big Netflix streaming shows, they're not big HBO shows, and besides Abbott Elementary, they get no love from award ceremonies or social media. My social media feed is not flooded with gifs of Reba being utterly hilarious, but it's not for the lack of trying. Overall, I feel like broadcast TV gets shit on quite a bit because it's seen as an old and outdated model in this whole era of peak TV. In my opinion, these shows are the bread and butter of the industry, and without them, the industry would crater. And they actually do way better than you think they do, even compared to these massive, high quality, high award winning shows that you watch on HBO. We always love these high production, high quality shows that come out of these big streamers like HBO, with shows like Succession and House of the Dragon. But just because they get talked about a lot on social media and they win a ton of awards, it does not mean they are nearly as successful as we think they are. I used to think the exact same way. I used to think Succession was massive because everyone I knew watched it and because it was all over my social media feeds all night on Sunday and it was always sweeping at the Emmys. But then I looked closer into the numbers. Succession series finale got 2.9 million viewers when it premiered, and that was a series high. That was the highest this series ever got. It went out on a high note. 2.9 million people. Crazy, right? But High Potential, the new ABC drama starring Kaitlin Olsen, premiered to 3.6 million viewers, more than Succession's series high. And I haven't seen a single thing about this show besides Kaitlin Olsen's own Instagram stories because I follow her. But High Potential is doing great. It continues to do great with all of their episodes premiering to an average of 3 million viewers. And it's not just the premieres. High Potential has averaged 10 million viewers in delayed viewings or viewings throughout the whole week, where Succession had an average of 8 million per episode in season 4 with delayed viewings. And it's not just High Potential, it's a lot of these broadcast TV shows that are performing better or the same as a lot of these streaming shows. Abbott Elementary has been doing extremely well. That's no secret. That's not shocking. It averages around 2 to 3 million per episode when it premieres, and in delayed viewings, Abbott Elementary can get to 9 million viewers per episode. Happy's Place, the Reba McEntire show, which I've not seen a single thing on social media about the show. I've not seen a single thing in like the press or influencers talking about it or anything like that, but I gotta talk about it because my mom would get really mad at me if I did not give Reba the respect she deserves. You know how many times I heard the Reba theme song in my house with like, a single mom who works too hard? All the time. All the time. Reba was constantly playing in my house, and yet I barely heard of the show. My mom barely heard of this show, and this is for her. And it's not just like the people I know. I have not seen a lot of film or TV personalities talking about this show either. And yet, its premiere had 14 million viewers in delayed viewings, and it averages around 4 million viewers per episode when it premieres. And there's more. Look at Tracker, the Justin Hartley procedural about a guy who tracks. They really worked hard on that title. But Tracker Season 2 usually has 8 million viewers when it premieres and 10 to 11 million viewers when you count delayed viewings. And it might have done better if it was like not on such a shitty app like Paramount Plus. And I'm not saying that these high quality, high premium streaming shows aren't doing great either. House of the Dragon Season 2 finale hit 9 million viewers when it first premiered. That is still good. However, we still need to recognize just how important these broadcast TV shows are to the industry because they don't just perform well. Even if you don't hear about them, they're still performing well, but they also cost a lot less. Do you know how much Abbott Elementary or High Potential or Tracker costs per episode? Well, if you find that information, please let me know because I can't find shit. It's not even a talking point when it comes to these shows. Their budgets don't even make the news. That's how cheap they are. And don't come at me like, well, obviously it costs more to make those dragons and film in castles. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. These shows don't cost that much money because of what they inherently are, and yet they perform just as well, sometimes better than these high production streaming shows, and you get a lot more of them. These broadcast shows all have around 20 episodes per season. They draw in just as many viewers each episode, but also they draw in more viewers overall and over time because they have longer seasons and more episodes. They are probably way more profitable than any of these high quality streaming shows, and yet they do not get the kudos they deserve. So does this mean that high quality shows that cost a fuck ton of money are going away? No. Cat is out of the bag. Pandora's box is open. Whatever other metaphor you want to use about things coming out of things and can't put them back in, they're not going away, but there probably will be less of them. A lot of these shows are very expensive and simply don't make business sense. Just take one look at the entire TV slate for Amazon Prime. But they will continue to be made for many reasons. They have high social media awareness. They draw a lot of people to their platform. They do very well at award ceremonies because Hollywood loves sucking its own dick. They also draw in a lot of high A-list talent. However, I do think we will be seeing less of these high quality shows and return back more to a lot of these procedurals and a lot of these workplace comedies, and it will actually become more of a balance between the two. The streaming bubble already popped and we're seeing a lot less of these shows being greenlit overall. I think streamers will continue to work out this balance of having these procedurals and low-cost shows that are the bread and butter. That way they can fuel the higher quality shows that take up more of their budgets. Does it suck that we're not going to be getting as many of these top-tiered, high-quality shows? Sure, absolutely, but I'd rather we have sustainability. Do you want to drive a Ferrari for like a week? Or drive a really good, reliable Honda Civic for the rest of your life? My future sponsor, hopefully. I know I'm not alone in genuinely being pissed when Netflix makes a show and then it cancels it after 2 seasons, but that is what happens when these shows cost what they do and they don't gain enough viewers. With having a healthy balance of these high cost shows and low cost shows like these broadcast shows, we will get back to having a more sustainable TV industry that can provide us with great shows and can actually have an ending instead of leaving us on a massive cliffhanger. Looking at you, Westworld. I know not many people really vibe with season 3 or 4, but I enjoyed it. Or season 2. If season 1 gets a lot of praise, I still enjoyed it. The industry kind of forgot about these broadcast shows during the whole streaming hype, where every single company decided to pursue only high quality and high cost shows. But now that the streaming bubble has popped, they realize that this is not sustainable, and they are realizing that they do need these broadcast shows because not only do people like them, but they are very cost efficient. It's all about balance, and we'll see how they figure out this balance in the next couple of years. But as of now, broadcast shows are here to stay, and I suspect we'll be getting a lot more of them in the years to come. They're doing pretty good right now, right? They're utilizing their streaming platforms, putting it day and date, much like how ABC and Hulu is doing with Abbott Elementary and High Potential. But I do think there could be more work that they could do with a lot of work on social media, a lot of word of mouth, and also just general awareness. If more people knew that people were actually watching these shows, they might feel left out and they might tune in. I myself am watching Happy's Place on fucking Peacock of all apps. God, that app sucks, but that's where it is, and that's where I will watch it and support my girl Reba. But what do you all think of this whole situation? Were you surprised as well that some of these Emmy Award winning shows just don't perform that well and like these broadcast shows sometimes do better? Or are you excited to see more of these procedurals and more of these workplace comedies and get to kind of a hybrid situation of where we once were? Let me know in the comments. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed and you enjoyed this, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, doing all the YouTube buttons. It really helps these videos out. I put out new videos every single week discussing the film and TV industry. So if you subscribe, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.